Welcome back to the channel. Pilot Ryan here, Pilot Ryan Media. I'm in the middle of doing the thrust reversing on my new e-flite A10. This has some upgrades over the early iterations, one of which being the dual smart ESCs. With the programmer, I'm able to easily set thrust reverse at the time of this video. So for now, this is how it has to be done, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. At first I was worried about it. And it's actually 6 screws, you get the buckets off, 2 leads out of this ESC situation. You have to do both ESCs. So what you do to one, you have to do to the other. But it's laid out in the book, and I actually think it's a lot easier than doing it with the radio. So I'm going to show you how easy it is. Now this assumes you've already set up your radio properly, and one thing it says in the manual, and I'm glad to see it because I've made this mistake before where I double assigned a switch. I am using safe because I'm going to show you guys safe when I'm flying this. So I have it set up by the book. I have safe in one mode and then AS3X in the others. So that's channel 7, aux 2 is usually, if you're going to utilize safe, where it's going. The the thrust reversing defaults to channel 7. So you're going to have to do either of two things. In my case, I made my thrust reversing channel aux 3. So it's like channel 8, aux 3. I assign mine to the E switch. You could put it wherever you'd like, but I leave my safe alone in channel 7, and then I did my thrust reversing on channel 8. So that is a must. You know, you have to rectify that. You have to see that through in the radio, so when you do this here at the plane, it knows what to do. It has to have a way. So I've already done it to these, but I'm going to show you how simple it was. 2 short screws in the front, 2 short ones in the back. The longer ones go in the middle. You get the buckets off. The ESC is tucked in there just a little bit, and there's a lead for each ESC. It's kind of like a bundle, right? There are 2 right there. So as soon as you plug this in, there's power to the plane. It doesn't matter if your radio's on or not. So brake type, I had to select reverse. Again, you can just cycle through. Reverse, that's what we want. Save it. Awesome. So now it's going to move to number 2, brake force. We've got to set that at 7. So once you get in there, it starts you back at 0, and you set it. Save it. Forget it. Moving on, we have to go all the way to the end of this, and so here's thrust reversing. You have to assign it to a channel. It's 7 by default. I changed mine to 8 because that's what I'm doing. Aux 3 for mine. Save it. You do the same exact thing to both sides, and then I've got the plane on, so I'll show you that this works. I can show you that both sides are the same. So let's just go ahead and do it. Signal wire is the light gray wire. So this is what you're going to see. And then you just press the first button. It's going to connect to the ESC. Tell you what software you're on. And first screen, brake type, number 1. I've already done the work, but you simply just toggle through with the second switch to what you need, and then hit save. Just like the other side. Okay, so first button, number 2. I need to edit this and make sure it's 7. Mine is already set because I've done this. I'm actually so surprised and glad at how easy it was. Save it. Perfect. Moving on with the first button, cycling through 3, 4. I got to go to 13. Thrust reverse, you have to assign it to the proper channel. If you're using safe and you're on aux 2, that's channel 7. So you need to make sure that you cycle this through to what you need. It's going to default to 7. I want 8 because safe for me is on 7. I don't want to do safe and thrust reverse at the same time. So save it, and you're done. I'm good. So I can unplug this. Now I do have the radio on, so I'm going to prove to you that this works. And we're going to look at the radio a little bit too. So on the radio, I already set up safe. So you don't need forward programming or the avian menu from the radio if you're using that program card. But you do have to make sure, go to System Setup, that you've assigned this properly so you can actually have your reverse thrust. So like I said before, I can go and show you 7, channel 7 aux 2 is my B switch. That's where I have safe. That's where I always do it. It's here. And when you're doing this, you can't be in safe, it looks like, to do the thrust reversing. It wants you in high rate and it wants you not in safe. So no problem there. But yes, aux 3 channel 8 for me, I assign to the E switch, but you have to assign reverse thrust to its own channel. Do not mix it with safe. Once your plane has been configured with the program card to get the ESCs the way you want, I have had to unplug the plane and then plug it back in to get my throttle to work. Let it rebobulate. So now I'll have my throttle. After the programming, immediately after the programming, I've had to power down the plane completely, unplug the flight battery to be able to actually see things work. So that's regular throttle. As you can tell, it's pushing the plane forward. And then I got my brakes assigned to E, just as prescribed by the manual, numerically with the values, number 7 and all of that. It's that easy. Now we're just going to tuck this away, drive 6 screws, and be ready to go fly this thing with all of the features it has. I was actually having I thought I might have to really dig into the receiver and unplug wires and do all that kind of thing to be able to get this programmed. I actually much prefer simply doing these 6 bolts and having access right there at the ESC to do it. I get to leave my receiver intact. I don't have to tug on wires and unplug stuff where it counts. And thank you, Jason, for your help on this. And he told me he ran long leads off of those programming lines up to the receiver area on the bottom, so he can actually get in there later and make updates if he needs to. Two short ones in the back, 2 short ones in the front, the long one's right there in the middle. 2mm hex, threaded into brass inserts. I like 4000s and 3200s. We're going to fly this one today, but I've got videos of the V1 up there on the channel. I'll put a link to the 1 or 2 of the other videos I did on V1 in the description, as well as links to where you can check this product out. You guys know how it is right now. A lot of these new releases, if you want to get in on first batch, you have to make a move because they go extremely fast. Thanks for coming by the channel. That was super easy. If you have the version 2 Spectrum Smart ESC program card, 6 bolts gets it done. The leads are right there off the dual ESC combination, and you have to program each ESC. Sounds like a big deal, but extremely easy with this. I showed you how to do it, and I hope that helps. I didn't have to unplug anything from the receiver or chase anything down. Simply 6 bolts. I didn't have to unplug anything, and I was easily able to set it up. Both ESCs match. Make sure you don't double assign anything. Like if channel 7 is where you put safe, then you have to change the default to 8 or something else when you're doing reverse thrust, so you're not double assigned. Follow the book. It's super easy. and then make sure, of course, you get your channel assigned, dealt with the way it needs to be appropriate in the radio, so it knows what to do. But you're telling it what to do, and the radio and all of that has to match for it to work, and it's not very hard at all. I figured it out first try. So with that, I'm Pilot Ryan. Thanks for watching. Follow on social. Links to the program card, the plane, the stuff we're using, and my social medias and stuff in the description. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next one.